So hello everyone, welcome to the Stealing Insight YouTube channel. Today I'll be talking about conjugate of binomial surds. Well, the foundation is the binomial surds. So what are binomial surds? This is just sum or difference of two terms that contains at least one surd. Like we are having this. This is a binomial surd. We're having something of this nature. This is a binomial surd. All of these, they are binomial surds. You can even have something of this nature. They are binomial surds. You can even have it like this. They are still binomial surds. Okay, so now when we now talk about the conjugate of this surd, what we are saying is we're talking about the fact that conjugate of a surd of each other brings about, when you multiply those two values together, you get a rational number. So the conjugate of this surd is this. That is square root of 5 minus square root of 3. That's the conjugate of the surd. So let's just quickly write the conjugate of each of these surd. If they ask us a question that we should write out the conjugate of the surd, it's just saying 4 with this plus 3 with 5. So this is the conjugate of this surd. So that's just the conjugate of this binomial surd. But now, binomial surd is easily rationalized using the idea of difference of two squares. So now, in order for us to bring about a rationalization of surds using the binomial surd, it's just for us to simplify it further based on what I've explained in the previous video with respect to divisibility of surds that are in the denominator value. So we're having this question for rationalization of surd. In order to get a rational number, what we're going to do is to use the conjugate of the numbers in order to arrive at our answer. So we're having this question here, 3 with 5 minus 2, and we're having 3 with 5 plus 2. In order to solve this question, the way to go about it is to multiply it by 1. Since now that you're multiplying by 1, what we want to eliminate is the surd that is in the denominator. So we're going to be multiplying this by the conjugate of the denominator. So the conjugate of the denominator is this. Multiply both numerator and denominator by the conjugate of the denominator in order to eliminate this. So moving forward, with respect to what is being given here, what you're going to do now is going to multiply root 3 by root 3, will give you 9 times 5, that's 45. Root 3 times this will give you minus 6 root 5. Minus 2 times this will give you minus 6 root 5. Minus 2 times minus 2 will give you plus 4. Root 3 times root 3. Basically, when you have something of this nature, you know that your eventual solution will be this. So you're having 45 minus 4, that's 41. That will be the eventuality. Once you're having something of this nature in which you're having the negative and the positive sign that separates it, is going to be applied in a similar method with completing the square. So now let's just multiply for simplification purpose. 3 times 3 is 9, root 5 times root 5 is 5, 5 times 9 is 45. Root 3 root 5 times minus 2 give us minus 6 root 5. 2 times this will give us plus 6 root 5. This times this will give us minus 4. By the time you collect like terms at the top, you have 45 plus 4 minus 12 root 5 divided by this will eliminate themselves. Minus 6 root 5 plus 6 root 5 will become 0. So you're having 45 minus 4. This plus this will give you 49 minus 12 root 5 divided by 41. And that's the answer to the question when you want to rationalize that surd. The last question on this session is going to be this simple question: 2 root 3 divided by 5 minus root 3. What we are doing, we are multiplying by 1. In order to eliminate this in the denominator, we are going to use the conjugate of this, 5 plus root 3 over 5 plus root 3. I've established that when you're multiplying this, that gives us 10 root 3. Multiply this by the second plus 2 times 3, because root 3 times 2, 3 is 3. Then divided by, I've established before that once you're having this, you can conclude on squaring this and squaring this because of the positive and negative value that are in between the two expressions. However, let's go simpler. For those that have not watched previous video, 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times this plus 5 root 3. This times this minus 5 root 3. And this times this given minus 9. Minus 3 rather. This eliminates each other out. Then we are going to be having 10 root 3 plus 6 divided by 25 minus 3. That's 10 root 3 plus 6 divided by 22. Now, one more thing is happening here. This is divisible by 2. This is divisible by 2. This is divisible by 2. So you can factorize out 2 to have 5 root 3 plus 3 divided by 22. 2 here, 11, 2 gone. You can have the answer in the simplest form to be this. In order for us to arrive on a check of whether you have the understanding of what has been taught, just have this question solved and let's have the answer.